Honorable members, thank you very much. I'm informed that preparations for the establishment of an alternative dispute resolution process are currently ongoing, and that this is as indicated by the President on the 14th of October, that an announcement will be made in due course in this regard, and one can expect that when the announcement is made, more details will then be available to all of us. I, however, in this regard, wish to inform the House that a summons has been issued against me in my personal capacity and two other parties arising from the events of Marikana in 2012. And as a consequence of that, and on the basis of legal advice that I have sought and obtained, I have informed the Secretary of Cabinet that it will not be appropriate for me to get involved in processes that I have referred to, that the President is busy with to find an alternative dispute resolving mechanism. And therefore, even providing details in this regard which I don't have and which I believe is not appropriate for me to get involved in, as I will soon be a litigant in this matter, I will therefore not get involved at all. I thank you.
The Honorable, the Leader of the Opposition.
Deputy President, without trying to complicate this matter, understanding your own legal challenge in this regard, what is factually true is that this massacre took place 3 years ago. A number of months back, I went to go visit a widow of one of the security guards. She's at home, she's a breadwinner, she's got nothing left with her. So I'm wanting to ask the question, will the South African government in fact be able to set up a compensation fund so that we can ultimately compensate for the victims who died in this tragedy? Or should they wait for a number of years going forward? So my question is, as leader of government business, will you commit to the people of this South Africa, to the families of those victims, that a fund will be set up at least in the next financial year so that we can compensate for those who lost their lives at this tragic moment in Marikana? Thank you so much.
The Honorable, the Deputy President.
As I indicated, and I think this matter was clearly articulated by the President when he made his statement, this matter is being handled, and as I indicated, an alternative dispute resolution process is currently being looked at, and I'd like to believe that when all processes have been concluded, the President himself will be ready, willing, and prepared to make a statement that will resolve this matter or take it forward. Thank you very much.
Honorable Sheikh Imam.
Speaker, can I ask for a point of order, please?
No, Honorable.
No.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition. You asked a supplementary question, it has been answered.
It has not.
It has been answered,
The question is, if the Deputy President is not going to entertain
Honorable Maimane, please take your seat.
No, Speaker. Can I ask you to
take your seat, Honorable,
on this matter?
Please, Honorable Maimane.
Indulgence on this matter.
No, Honorable Maimane.
The Deputy President is not wanting to answer the question. Therefore, can it be moved to the President? If he's not
Honorable
going to answer
Maimane.
it, he says he's not going to answer it.
Honorable Maimane, we have said this in the past from this chair. When an answer is provided,
he says he's not going to answer it.
When he has answered by saying what he said,
no,
he has answered you.
So
but you don't like the answer. You are not satisfied.
Not the answer.
And therefore, that's a different matter.
He says it's not the
Honorable
answer.
Maimane, please take your seat.
No, Speaker, you are not hearing me.
I'm hearing you
No,
very well.
the Deputy President says he's not going to answer.
Please take your seat.
So I'm asking if it can be moved to the President. Because the Deputy President says he's not going to answer
Honorable
the question.
Maimane, please take your seat.
Speaker, that can't be the case.
I'm asking you, please take your seat.
Certainly, if the Deputy President is saying he's not going to answer the question, it must be moved on.
Do what you want to do. Move it on, do whatever,
I'm
but
asking if you
take
can
your
rule on it, otherwise we
Honorable
carry on with the
Maimane.
show.
I'm not here to argue with you. Just take your seat. You can follow this up, you can take it up, you can do whatever.
But there's no
But
answer
right
to the
now,
question.
On a point of
no,
order.
Honorable.
There is
No,
no answer
On a
to the
point of
question.
order,
It's no
Speaker.
point.
no, Honorable Maimane.
No,
Take
but this
your
is
seat.
unfair, Speaker. This is absolutely
Please
not right.
take your seat.
Can I request that it be moved to the President?
You can request me afterwards. You can't
can't
do
afterwards. We
this.
just
You
can't
can't
carry on.
do
On a point
what
of
you are
order.
doing. You can't do what you are doing.
No, but the
You
Deputy
can
On a
take
point of
this
order,
matter
Speaker.
up afterwards.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
What's the point of order, Honorable Makwetla?
The point of order, Madam Speaker, if I may respectfully address you. is
Yes,
that
Honorable.
half the time proceedings in the House collapse simply because the rules are not observed. As honorable members, we know that when you are being addressed by the presiding officer, you sit down and allow the presiding officer to address you. But we had the leader of the opposition standing and going toe to toe with the presiding officer. We can't run business like that.
That point of order is sustained, Honorable Makwetla. You are correct.
Madam Speaker,
Honorable Steenhuisen,
Madam Speaker,
please
may-
don't rise when I'm just finishing
I thought you had
what I
finished.
was saying.
I thought
I
you-
had not finished. I'm saying that point of order is actually sustained because it is incorrect for this kind of thing to happen in the House. Of all people with the leader of the opposition. It's not about your question not being moved or whatever it is you are raising. But we can't have this kind of engagement. I appreciate that. And I request Honorable Steenhuisen for us to pass on.
Madam Speaker, if I may address you in terms of Rule 110, in light of Section 92 of the Constitution, I fully accept the difficult position that the Deputy President finds himself in terms of the litigation, and we respect that. We're not going to probe in terms of the alternative dispute mechanism. What the Honourable Maimane directed his question to was the issue of whether the government, which the Deputy President is representative of, is willing to examine a compensation fund for the widows and those who suffered at Marikana. That's not going to compromise, with respect, it's not going to compromise any of the legal proceedings.
Honorable Steenhuisen.
Please allow me to finish, Madam Speaker.
Please
allow
do
me to finish. I will
Please
finish.
do finish.
It's important, Madam Speaker, that you protect our ability to hold the executive to account. What seems to be happening today is a protection of the Deputy President. We're not probing him on the legalities that he finds himself in. We're probing him on whether the government is willing or not to look at a compensation fund for the victims. He must just say yes or no, then we'll move on.
Honorable Steenhuisen.
On a point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Can I just finish with Honorable Steenhuisen, Honorable Chief Whip? We have said this in the past. It's not about the content of what the leader of the opposition was raising or what you yourself are now raising. The point is the Deputy President got up in response to Honorable Maimane. Honorable Maimane is not satisfied. And I have no problem with that. The issue is not whether Honorable Maimane is satisfied with the answer or not. But the issue is what he does with that. We cannot behave like he didn't get up and actually say something in response to Honorable Maimane. So I insist to the two honorable members, the issue of how he has answered is a different matter from whether he answered or not. He did answer. You are saying you are not satisfied. Fine. Fine. You are not satisfied because, as far as you are concerned, he is supposed to say yes or no. He has not said that. So you are not satisfied. So that's fine. Let's take that up afterwards. Right now, I am proceeding to recognize another honorable member who's waiting to raise a supplementary question. No, Honorable Maimane, we have already held up the proceedings over your issue. I now really request you to cooperate.
Madam Speaker, I accept the ruling that you make. I obviously don't have an ability to challenge that ruling now, but we will do so. But it's patently clear that from now on, the Deputy President can come here and read out a nursery rhyme in response to a question, and that would be sufficient for the presiding officers. That's not accountability, it's not transparency, and it's shameless abuse of the process.
Honorable Masuta, why are you on your feet?
Speaker, on a further point of order, with respect, the follow-up question must relate to the primary question. The primary question is about an alternative dispute resolution. The follow-up question is about something completely unrelated to that. It is about a compensation fund. Those two matters have no bearing on each other.
Honorable members, I now put an end to all of this back and forth argument and would now like to recognize Honorable Sheikh Imam.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Deputy President, given the challenges faced by these beneficiaries in view of their loved ones who were employees and that have passed on, and whilst we are still addressing the challenges in terms of addressing compensation and things, are you aware if there is a process already or if they have been paid their normal employee benefits that is due to a member upon death whilst this process is being undertaken and completed? So, thank you.
The Honorable Deputy President.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would imagine that would be the case. I don't have the first-hand information in that regard. That is what would normally happen anyway in situations like that any outstanding wages or salaries or benefits would have been paid out. So I would imagine that would be the case. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Shengwa.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Noma sekulukhunja ukubuza ngoba manje asazi noma umuntu uzophendulekani ngenxa yengqinamba ababhekene nazo usekela mengameli. Kodwa uqonde benginakho somlomo bokuthi okukhulunywa la endlini akunamthelela kutheni uDeputy kwenzani ngaphandle. Kodwa sengabaleka ke nje mebaleka ngenxa yabhekene nazo. But the question is, when the announcement was made, the families came out crying foul that they learnt of this information like the rest of us. And I found that to be very insensitive. So is there a process to improve communication with the affected families and their legal representatives such that when they receive information, it is probably in a better platform as opposed to the media being the ones that transmit the information to them? Because I think this is at one point where we must treat the families with the sensitivity that they deserve. So we must improve on communication. So depending on bophela ogodweni ngikhuluma nje ngokuthi nixoxe ungakuphawula okunye niphendulane nje ukuthi inkinga zemndeni nizixoxe nemndeni.
Honorable Deputy President.
Ngiyabonga. Ngicela ukusho ukuthi hayi ukuthi ngiyabaleka. Engikwazi ukuphendula ngizokuphendula. Like the view that you are putting forward in terms of communication, in terms of putting information out to the families of those who are affected, I think that's a very good suggestion, and I would like to believe that that has been done in terms of various other processes that government has been involved in, but your specific proposal that in this case there should be continuous communication is something that we would accept and welcome. It is the way that we do business and is the way that we should do business. Thank you very much indeed.
The Honorable Matthias.
Madam Speaker, we had thought that the Deputy President will redeem a blemished image through the fallen commission. Now that it's known that the ANC government massacred people in Marikana. But you did not redeem yourself to show that you are vindictive and you will do everything to absolve yourself from your responsibility of killing people. Now tell us, Deputy President, how would charging the workers and not yourself and the police for calling for the killing of workers not compromise the spirit of the alternative dispute resolution process that Jacob Zuma has initiated?
The Honorable Deputy President.
The matter that is referred to, Honorable Speaker, of various processes that are underway clearly is in the hands of those authorities that are charged with this responsibility. What I have said and what I'd like to repeat is that this matter is receiving the highest consideration at the office of the President. And when the President has reviewed the various suggestions and proposals in terms of the dispute resolution process or mechanism, he will be able to make an announcement. And it is quite possible that the announcement will be sufficiently comprehensive as to deal with all matters. And I'd like the honorable member to accept the statement as I'm putting forward. There's not much more one can add at this stage as this matter is currently under review. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.